Welcome to Solve, the virtual lab at NITK. This is the experiment setup for the measurement of transmissibility ratio. As you can see in the picture at the center of the screen, the setup is made of a shaker, a base which is holding a vertical cantilever beam. The cantilever beam is vibrated perpendicular to its length and will measure the transmissibility ratio between the base and the cantilever beam. The concepts are explained with detail in the web page. On the right side of the interface, you have the navigation and indication buttons which give you a good control over conducting the experiment. Now to start the experiment, click Next. There are two modes through which you can use the interface. Now I will go through the online mode where you actually will be conducting the experiment. A quick point before you click the start button. You have 120 seconds to acquire the data. So make sure that you go to the next screen right after clicking the start button. So click start and go to the next page. To remotely trigger start the experiment and acquire the data, click on Start Sine Sweep button. Once the data acquisition is done, the consolidated graph of accelerometer is shown as in the display. Now make sure that you save the data onto your computer, where I just save it as test. Say OK, and it will be saved as .lvm file. And now click Next. That will take you to the page where you have the transmissibility curve. From this graph, you can find the important parameters to be calculated. You can use the cursor to find out the peak values. Note down the cursor values for X and Y. Now, with the formula given in your reference theory page, calculate all the important parameters. Once you have all the values, enter in the respective slots and proceed ahead by clicking Submit. Say yes and press Next, and that will take you to the last page where you have your results tabulated. If you'd like to have the result table for future reference, you can save the result onto your computer and then say Exit. Now, to revisit your acquired results and to do the calculations again, if you're looking for a better result, you have to go to the offline mode. And to do that, you rerun the program and then say Next, and that will take you to the page where you were before. Now, instead of online, click offline and press Start. And it asks for a saved file. And if you remember, we had saved a file called test, and then select OK. Say Next, and this will be a familiar screen which you've already seen when you're conducting the experiment. Now the rest of the steps are very similar, but the only difference is that you will be using the previously acquired data instead of acquiring the data live. So once you are done with it, just click Next and say Submit, yes, and you redo the calculations if you'd like to. You're back to the last screen. So once you're done with it, press Exit. And that's it for this experiment. Thank you.